Hello everyone, this is Chris Callow, Territory Agronomist for DeKalb Asgrow. Wanted to take a few minutes and give everybody a performance update on what we're seeing out of our XtendFLEX soybeans across the state of Illinois. It's a pretty exciting story, look forward to telling it to you. First, I wanted to take a step back and actually look at where we came from an Asgrow Reniprity to Xtend performance standpoint. So if you look at 34X6, 36X6, 39X7 and the like, a couple other products, and if I compare those versus other Xtend products in the marketplace, which is predominantly what other companies were selling, so a little over 1,600 comparisons from all the way from 2017 to 2020, you would see that those products had an average yield advantage over the competition of 2.1 bushel to the acre. Now, if we drill down on that data, this is just a look at each one of the products. I'd say probably no surprise to most folks that 36X6 by far and large had the best yield advantage of almost 3.5 bushel over the competition. I would say that easily says why we sold as many of them as we did. But if you look across there, you can kind of see the differences in performance of the different products. And then the numbers below are the number of comparisons for each one of the respective products. The other thing I wanted to point out was that when we look back at the Reniprity 2 Xtend products in the Asgrow lineup, we generally got more competitive, or our competitive advantage got better as the yield environment climbed. So if you look at this graph, basically what this is, this got different yield environments bucketed up. And as those bars get bigger to the right, essentially indicate that our performance did get stronger as the yield environments climbed. So now we're taking a look at the Asgrow XtendFLEX performance summary. So this is a summary of the 9 products listed there below. There's 203 comparisons in the state of Illinois. Essentially, this is all varieties from a 3.5 up into including our 4.0s. So again, 203 varieties in just the state of Illinois. This is versus any and all E3 comparisons we have in the state, currently running a 6 bushel yield advantage. Yes, that's right, a 6 bushel advantage on average versus all E3 products that we have comparisons against, with a win rate of 84%. So this is a graph just like what we looked at a while ago with the Xtend varieties, but this one has the XtendFLEX varieties on it. So here I am graphing the average yield advantage of each individual Asgrow XtendFLEX variety versus competitive E3 products in the marketplace. Again, number of comparisons is down at the bottom. So you can see a range there from 1.6 is the lowest all the way up to 8.2 with an average of 6 bushel across 203 locations. So something I can't help but calling out on here and draw attention to is, so yeah, 40XFO has the smallest yield advantage of any of these products at 1.6 bushel over competitive E3 products in the marketplace. But if you think back to the slide I showed a while ago about Asgrow Xtend products, most of those products had about 1.5 bushel advantage over competitive Xtend products. So our worst performing XtendFLEX is as good as what we sold a lot of Xtend products today. So here I'm showing the Asgrow XtendFLEX yield advantages across different yield levels. So again, what you'll see here is that as the yield environments climb, Asgrow widens the gap against competitive products. And this should come as no surprise to us because our XtendFLEX germplasm is based off of our Xtend germplasm, and that's exactly how our Xtend germplasm performed. The higher the yield levels, the bigger the advantage for Asgrow. Pretty sure everybody I know that raises soybeans or works with a grower that raises soybeans, we strive to have yield levels that are on the right side of that graph. One real easy way to try to help get there is to plant Asgrow XtendFLEX beans. So a couple key takeaways and summary points that I'd like to make here. So first off, just like I said in the previous slide, the strength in this relative maturity, and especially at the higher yield level, should come at no surprise to us whatsoever at all, because the germplasm in our XtendFLEX varieties is built off of the germplasm that we had in our Reniprity to yield germplasm. Secondly, the gap between Asgrow XtendFLEX and competitive products in the E3 platform is wider than the gap was between Asgrow Xtend varieties versus competitive Reniprity to yield Xtend varieties. And personally, as I think about that, there's 2 ways that can happen. So think on that for a second. So a lot of folks say, okay, well, that's well and good. I see what you're saying against E3s, but I want to know, how do these products compare versus the Asgrow Xtend varieties that I'm used to planting, like 34X6, 36X6, and 39X7. These 9 products in our breeding crowd data from the past couple years in the state of Illinois have a half bushel advantage over those products. The lowest one being 1.4 under those 3, and the best one being 4.7 over those 3 products that we're used to planting today. I make this point only because there's still folks out there that don't understand this, but XtendFLEX varieties do offer the flexibility to utilize glufosinate post on those soybeans. So now you've got 3 modes of action that could be utilized or that soybean is tolerant to in a post situation: glyphosate, dicamba, and glufosinate. We do hope and anticipate that we will get a dicamba label in the coming weeks from the EPA. Do need to call out that at this point there currently is not a label for a post application or an in-season application at all of dicamba on XtendFLEX soybeans, but we do anticipate having one for next season's use. Just point out, because we get this question occasionally, that XtendFLEX beans are priced comparable to that of Xtend beans from a year ago. And at the end of the day, I realize there are some challenges and there are some issues and there are some things that make people scratch their head and really debate what they want to do and what they want to choose for their soybean yield system. But at the end of the day, I will remind you that yield is what it's all about and what pays the bills. Thanks for your time and appreciation. I do appreciate it. If you happen to have any questions or would like to discuss any of this information in further detail, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can provide the summary reports that I used to create the graphs and the charts in this slide deck.